bit.ly/Share-A-Thon 2020. Again, that URL, bit.ly/Share-A-Thon 2020. Tucker or Joyce, would you mind copying and pasting that and putting it in the chat for everybody? You will want that link. Take out your phone, take a screenshot or take a picture of it. Use the QR code to bring it up on your phone because there's a hyperlink. There's a couple hyperlinks in this presentation, but one that's going to take you to a spreadsheet that I'll explain here in a second. So does everyone got it? Are we good? Get a bunch of thumbs up in the chat. Tucker, Joyce, are we ready to move on? Everyone? We looking good?
Yep.
Looking good.
Looking good. All right, moving on. So we are your facilitators today. My name is Chris Bouguet, and I am the Assistive Technology Specialist in the district. Not a huge fan of that title. I would much rather that we I think of myself anyway as the instead of assistive technology specialist, as an inclusive design facilitator. And what that means is that for years, we would help with technology to solve a problem. And of course, technology does solve problems. But now I like to think about using technology to prevent problems from starting in the first place, to helping teachers use technology to design instruction in a way that makes it work for everybody. So that's me. And then Joyce.
Hi, I'm Joyce Sharp. I have a variety of experiences, but absolutely love working with teachers and students in regards to classroom needs and other personal needs for students, and am always happy to help if you have any questions. All right, Tucker.
Hi, I'm Tucker. I'm going to be a sophomore at Loudoun Valley High School, sorry. Go
Vikes!
If some of you haven't figured it out already, I'm Chris Bouguet's son.
That's right. Okay, so we wanted to start off quick, a real good fun tip to start off with is a Bitmoji alternative. I'm sure you are aware of Bitmojis by now and Bitmoji classrooms. The one little gotcha with a Bitmoji is that students under the age of 13 really can't make a Bitmoji, and that they might want to make some sort of avatar for themselves. And so a great alternative is Peanutize Me, which is we've made our little selves into peanut characters, right? So that's me. And then, of course, clearly that is Joyce. I think I did a great job making, right, Joyce?
Oh, that's very clearly me, Chris. I left my hair curly this morning on purpose because you made my Peanutize Me. I love it. It's just so fun. I even wore a blue shirt.
Thanks, Joyce. So quick little tip there. All right, now, what is this whole Share-A-Thon about? Well, here's what it is. It is about you sharing your tips, your tricks, your hacks, anything else that you would find useful for people. And that you have found useful in your career as an educator. Something maybe the student has showed you, something that you use in your educational practice. The way this is going to work is that we're going to form a queue in the chat. So you're going to put your name in the chat, and Tucker is going to take your name, put it into a Google Doc that he has, and once you're done sharing, he's going to call the next person on the list, and you're going to come on and you're going to share your screen, and you're going to present for what we say is about like 3 minutes or so. We want to keep it under 3 minutes so that this way, as many people as we can fit into this time frame get their chance to share. So don't go more than 3 minutes, or you're going to make Thor unhappy there, and he'll be swinging Mjolnir. We won't be, real ogres about it, but if you can, try to keep it to be about 3 minutes. Now, this morning, we use this, and we're going to use this same Google Sheet right now, which is the idea is you're going to click on that Google Sheet, and it's going to take you to this open editing. Anyone can edit this Google Sheet, and we're going to put their information there, your name, this tool or strategy that you're sharing, what platform it is. So if it's like on a Google extension, if it's an Office 365 thing, if it's a website, we'll put that. We'll put a link to it if there is one. We'll write a little description about it, and then there's implementation ideas, and that's open to anybody. If you think you know how you're going to use this tool that's being used, go ahead and put that in the description. You all have editing rights to this, so you can go in, even if you didn't get a chance to share, go ahead and put a strategy down. If someone is sharing a strategy and you're like, oh, that reminds me of something that I use. It's kind of similar but different. Then go over and put that in the implementation ideas. There's next to the last column is add things. So go ahead and put and add things there to continue on your ideas with your own ideas. And yes, it is open, so anyone can edit it.
Amount of medication. And that could be.
Okay. So, Tucker, one last thing I'll tell everybody. Hold on one second. Let me see. Tucker, if you can happen to see who's not muted, we can try and force mute them.
It's Kate.
Kate. Hi, Miss Curtsy. Right. I am going to mute them.
I want to make sure that.
Because I have the power. Thanks, everybody. All right, so we'll have to remember that we have to unmute Kate if she's going to talk. All right, so people are putting their names in the chat. Tucker, you are getting their names, right? One last thing I'm going to let you all know is that what are we going to do with these videos? Well, here's the idea. Right now, the ideas could be all over the place. Here's a math strategy. Here's a literacy strategy. Here's just a general tip or trick. Once we have these 3-minute video segments, since I'll chop up these recordings and put them all together in some sort of organized fashion. So here, you want reading strategies? Bam, go over to the reading strategies and we'll have them all organized that way. Not just from this session, but all 4 sessions that are being recorded today. Sound good? All right, everyone. And here we go. Who is lucky contestant number 1, Tucker? Who's the first person to put their name in?
Before we start off, I just want to say you guys are really go-getters. We did not have this many people volunteering at the beginning. The first person is Miss Sandy Chalk.
All right, Sandy. Let me stop presenting.
All right, hang on. I was just putting my stuff in, but I will present in a second. This is an awesome idea. I wish we can do this more than just once a year.
Okay, good to know.
Yes. Okay, so I'm Sandy Chalk. I'm from Farmer Station Middle School. Last year, I graduated from my master's in curriculum and instruction with focus on online and blended learning. And I learned tons of tricks and tips. But the one that I would like to share the most is you guys can see my screen, right?
We can. Looks good, Sandy. Joy!
Joy! Woohoo! You are the winner. So this actually helps out, and then you can remove Joy from the list, and then she's gone, and so on. I'm going to keep my presentation below, and you can put your list over here. You can shuffle your list, and I don't know how this works over here, but I just use the list with my kids. And that just makes them feel special.
Sandy, that is an awesome tip. Excellent. I'm gonna add 2 pieces of commentary there. One, as we work to build our classrooms to be culturally responsive, this is an excellent way to make sure everybody has a fair opportunity, so that you're not doing some sort of unconscious bias by always calling on the same kids. This is a way to kind of randomize it and making sure that everybody has an equal opportunity. That said, it's also really good. Oh, go ahead, Sandy.
And you can even ask the kids, like, if you're shy, then just let me know and I won't add your name, or just do this as a class thing. That way you don't pick a student who is absolutely embarrassed to share something. So you can just be like, oh, the computer randomly generated, and then you can talk to the kids that way and then do it. That way they're aware, like, oh, if my name comes up, I have to share. And I love it. It makes them special. They're like, celebrate, confetti.
That is awesome, Sandy. All right. Any way to speed it up or change the sound? Laura, well, do you know, Sandy? If there's a way to speed it up or change the sound? Sandy?
Yes, you can.
Okay, you can. Great. All right, thanks. Martine, was it? That popped in there and said that? Excellent. This is how we group think and share. Excellent. All right, who's next, Tuck? Tucker, can you hear me? Am I muted?
Mine, this
No,
is
sorry, I was
Martine.
muted.
My name was right after Sandy's. Would you like me to go?
Sure.
Okay, so this is Martine Tucker, just so you know. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen, and it's perfect for me to share after Sandy because my tool is very similar to Sandy's. I love the Wheel of Names, but I learned about Flippity. It's already on the list, and I'm just going to put in, can you see my spinner?
I can. We can.
Yeah.
I can't see you all, so I'm going to need a verbal. So there you go. There's the spinner, but I don't use Flippity. It's flippity.net. I don't use Flippity for the spinner. I love the Wheel of Names. But let's say I need to quickly group my students into pairs. If I have all of my students in there, I can easily put them into pairs. And then when it's time for them to switch partners, I can just reshuffle very quickly. And it's going to just reshuffle. I can switch to groups of 3, groups of 4 within just a click, and I absolutely love it. I can also put my class into teams with just the click of a button, switch my teams up, or do teams of 3 instead of teams of 2. But this is what I really like with this one is because in our virtual world, we're always like, this is the order that we're going to call on people. And it's always like a surprise because we don't know what order we are on your screen. But if I show this, and I'm able to like just tell my students this is the order that you're going to be speaking in, then my students can be mentally and like context-wise ready to go. There's a lot of other cute little features on here. If I have a student that is absent for the day, I can just take them off. So Eric's gone for the day. I can cross his name off. He's not off permanently, just for the day. Click apply edit, and then Eric's name will be off. And then when he comes back the next class time, I can put him back in there. I'm just going to show you one other little cute thing, which is to go to the fun with words. I'm a math teacher, and I do our first lesson is on ratios, and I do one with how much is your name worth, so they can count up how much their name is worth in Scrabble, and then like do the ratio of vowels to consonants or consonants to vowels, and that's my first math lesson of the year. I absolutely love it. I'm going to put into the chat just a little tutorial that I made for how to make the Flippity, because that's really what you need to know is how to make the Flippity. But that's what it looks like once you have made the whole thing. That's it for me.
Martine, that was awesome. That was so, I had no idea about the Scrabble thing. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's the best.
All right, Tucker, who's next?
Next is Miss Meg McDyer.
Oh, Meg. All right, so Meg.
Hello. I'm going to start presenting. I was the overachiever last night, and I was kind of digging around to see what we had to do in our classes and pre-posted my links. So my computer is a little slow, so I'm trying to share my screen with you.
Meg, do you know how to make your computer go faster? Little tip for making while we're waiting for it to load. Do you know how to make it go faster?
No, please tell me.
Tap your foot. If you tap your foot.
Well, right now I got an error message that said it has occurred when screen sharing. So I'm not sure if you want to skip me and come back. I'll try one more time.
Okay.
Seeing if that will work.
All right, we'll skip you and come back.
Okay.
Tucker, who's
All
next?
right. Samantha Barrientos.
Oh, Samantha was here early.
All right, so mine is just a really quick little tip, something that I've been thinking about, how we need to, you can hear me all right, correct?
We hear you great.
Yep.
Okay, so how we need to build in brain breaks and little time breaks, and also time for the kids to think on their own, because they're not going to be able to do partners until we get the Google breakout rooms. So I was thinking how we can do that. Let's see, where's my little share? I'm going to share my screen, present now. Share. And I put it in there already.
Yeah, I see it in the spreadsheet, Samantha. Thank you for doing that. Saving
No
me some work.
problem. Now let me get to it myself. Okay, where we go. All right. Oops. Sorry, I wasn't quite ready. I like her idea of seeing the list. That way I could have been ready. See, we already got something we could have done. All right, do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
no, we don't. We don't see it yet. Not yet. Is it
because
still working on it?
Because I didn't click share.
Okay, good. It's like,
All right, you see it now, correct?
yes, it's coming. Here it comes.
All right, so there's my little Bitmoji classroom, correct? So
Yep.
one of the tips that you could do is when the kids are, you're waiting for the kids to come, and make really good use of before, during, and after class time. Before time, you can actually set up your Google reminders, a list of what's on the agenda. And if you have to want to show more than one screen at a time, you can actually publish your Google slide deck to the web. And when you do that, go to File, where's published to the web, and then copy. Well, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically what it lets you do is it lets you loop, and I put the directions into your spreadsheet already, and it lets you loop so that you can loop through the different slides. So if you want to have the reminders looping with the agenda, you can do that. The other thing that I thought was really cool to give them time to think. I know there's the Classroom Timer website a lot of us have used, but if we're doing a presentation, for example, and we want to give them time to think. So here's a question like, what does liberty mean to you? Take 1 minute to just think about it, and you can embed a timer from YouTube as a video, and it counts it down. So by the time you're done, you can have the sound on if you want it. I prefer the sound off, but sometimes it makes the kids really think. And then of course, there's timers that go off that make a sound when it's over. And that cues the kids to say, all right, my time is actually up. Now I have to say something. And I really like that wheel thing. I didn't know about that wheel before, but I think that I use the wheel after the time is up, and that would be great too. The other thing there's already videos that are created on YouTube for little brain breaks and get up and stretch time. So don't just tell the kids, oh, stretch for 5 minutes or stand for 5 minutes. There's actual videos where it's counting down their stretch time. And some of them have fun little music. But the idea of embedding a timer, and if you just go to YouTube and you type when it comes up, you just type timer. You'll find tons of cute timers that people have already created, so you don't have to make your own. See that, guys?
Yes, love it, Miss B. Thank you so much. It's awesome.
Good. No problem. So build the time if you want it in. I'll mute myself now.
Tucker, we're going to do a quick little change up here for a second. People had made the suggestion in the chat to know who's coming next. So let's do this like initiative order. Can you say the next 3 names each time so people can know who's coming up? So who's coming up next? That person, they got to do it. But the next 2 people will know.
All right. Next up is Katie Balink. Sorry if I said that wrong. Denna Cooper and Allison Snell.
Okay, so Catherine's up first.
Yep. No worries, Tucker. I get it butchered all the time, so don't feel bad. So I'm a special ed autism program teacher at Lunsford Middle School. And so until my students that chose hybrid are able to come in, I've been kind of adapting stuff we use in the classroom virtual. So each one of my kids, I don't know if you can see it, has I call them flip folios. So on the front, it's got first, next, then. It's got the token board with the stars. Inside, it's got the visuals for the schedules. This is where we have their behavior sheets. And then we do the zones of regulation. But I made a virtual.
Wait, Catherine, what's zones of regulation? Give us a quick, what is that? Because I bet a lot of teachers here are going to be like, what is zones of regulation?
Yeah, so basically it's a thing to have students understand their emotions. So there's the blue, the green, the red, and the yellow. And in each one it says, like blue is sad, green's happy. So as part of my students' morning meetings, we talk about their feelings and they have to come up and pick which color, and then in the colors, you pick out how you're feeling. And it kind of gets them self-aware on feelings and whatnot and why they're feeling that way.
Right, Patricia? Who doesn't need this, right? Catherine, thank you for sharing that. That's a whole little tip and strategy just in that.
Yeah, and I learned it through my autism consulting teacher, or CFAF, or whatever they're called now. But I got it PDF version, and so I've been able to just plug it in. So I just did a like Google Slides. So like I said, to make it virtual until my students come in. I have the verse next then, the tokens and stuff. I have the zones here as well. But then I also have their schedule pictures and then what they're working for. So you can just copy it into this first one and then just say, okay, first we're doing English, next we're taking a break, and then we're going to do math, for example. And then what are they working for? If that makes sense.
Totally.
And then I have one more quick one. I made a Google Docs form. One of my students had a behavior goal, and so to do it virtually, I kind of made, and her overall goal was to ask for help when she was confused or frustrated. So I just created different scenarios. So Sally went to the grocery store and got confused while shopping. What should she do? And just provided different choice options. And I made it more functional. You know, a student asked a question and got frustrated and didn't know the answer. What should he do? And the easy thing with this Google form is once they submit it, it comes straight to you and it's already graded. So those are the two that I really have used virtually.
Awesome. Hey, Catherine, there's a question in the chat. It says, it's from Miss Stannard, who says, is the virtual flip folio shareable? Would you mind, is that something that can be shared?
Yeah, what's the easiest way for me to do that, Chris?
Here's what you're going to do. So I am going to, Catherine, do you mind if I walk you through something in front of everybody? Yeah. All right. Can you go back to presenting your screen?
Yeah.
So this is a nice little hack that I think most people don't know about, and this might be really useful for sharing things with students beyond and colleagues beyond. So Catherine is going to share hers, right? But one way she could make a copy of this is to go to File, Make a Copy. And if she shared the hyperlink as is right now to all of you, you would have access to hers. And she doesn't want you to have access to hers. She likes hers the way it is. And you don't want to use exactly what she has. You might want to change it with your own visuals and your own stuff. So what you do is up in the URL bar, Catherine, where it says docs.google, you copy that. Okay. And when you go to paste it in, do you see where you can go up, you don't have to copy it now.
Okay.
Do you see at the end of the URL, it says edit, hashtag, slide, equals. If you were to remove all of that text so that the last thing was just / right? And type in the word copy and copy that URL and paste it someplace, yes, it's going to force someone. So now, Catherine, if you'll take that new URL and you'll paste it over in the spreadsheet next to your name. Right now, you are currently line 23. Everyone, when they click on it, it'll force them to make a copy of it in their Google Slides.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'll work
cool.
on that. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So, hey, good stuff. Is that a good little hack that you might not have known about? Very cool. Thanks, Mr. Saunders. Excellent, Ms. Martin. Okay, Tucker, who's next? And then who are the next two people after that?
All right. Up next is Denna Cooper, and then Allison Snell and Mrs. Meg McDyer.
Okay, Meg's got her tech working. All right, Denna, you're up.
All right. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Awesome.
We see you.
Sandy already showed Wheel of Names, which is an awesome resource. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'll show you guys a couple more things that you can do with it. So I'll change my present now. Entire screen, allow. There we go. So we all know Wheel of Names. You can change the names over here if you want. One thing that I did find is if you are in Synergy, you can go to Reports. You can go to either Class List or Roster. Use the little Edit button over here, and you can actually download a, is it CSV or CVS? The data file, which is the list of the students' names. And if you have that, yeah, CSV. There we go. And you want to just edit that file so that you only have the list of first and last names, no other junk in the columns. You can go right back to Wheel of Names, click More, go to Link Google Sheet, sign in. Of course, you'll have to upload that CSV file to your Google Drive. But what you can do is select that spreadsheet. Here it is, block 1. And it will automatically input it in. You just tell it what column, what spreadsheet, yes, yes, yes. And there it is. That quickly, you can get a complete class list of names in without having to manually type every single name into the sidebar. Something else I found that was really awesome about Wheel of Names is maybe you don't want to have the student names in there. You could just, instead of, not copy, you've got to save a picture of your student. So let's just save it as Parker. Let's just say, save it to desktop. And there it is. Kids pick. You can go back to Wheel of Names and let's just say add an image. You'd have to probably do a new wheel. All right, but you can click this add image and you can actually put an image next to a student's name. So that was a cool thing to do. Second thing I wanted to show everyone is something that I actually learned from the bedazzling class right before this, something that I hadn't seen before and I really loved it. A way of saying, engaging, how are your students really feeling this morning? So let's say we want to learn about ecology. Your students are like, oh my gosh, it's the first week of school virtually. I don't know how I'm feeling. Well, here's your warm up. Add some cute little animal gifs or other things and type in the chat how you're feeling today. So that way you kind of can see, wow, somebody's really sleepy, somebody's alert, somebody's bored, somebody is just really frustrated and doesn't want to be here. Instead of a student actually articulating, I don't want to be here today, or I'm really happy, or when's this going to be over? So again, stealing that from the bedazzling class right before this, I loved it. That's all I got.
That was so great. So great. I will add too with those like the peanut stuff that I started at the beginning. If you wanted to use little avatars of kids, that would be another way you could add in the pictures in the Wheel of Names. I think that is great. All right. So Tucker, who is next?
Allison Snell, Miss Meg McDyer, and Lazia Thomas.
Okay. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. This is my assistant Natalie. She'll be helping and eating today. So bear with us a little bit if you need to. I'm an occupational therapist, and during the end of last quarter, I did a lot of my teaching asynchronously. I'm going to be doing more synchronous, so I'm going to learn more about that, but I'm going to show you a tool that I use that was super helpful when I was working with my students on using technology. Let me share my screen just a second. Sorry. She wants more puffs. Here.
Don't we all, Allison?
All right, is that working?
Not yet, but if you tap your foot, it'll come.
I put share screen, and now it's telling me to cancel. Chrome wants to share your screen. Choose what you'd like to share. Oh, okay. There's only one screen there. There we go. Now can you see?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
All right. So most of my students could get to their Google Docs. And then after, I can't see you guys anymore, so let me know if you can see.
We can see you.
So after we got to Google Docs, I had downloaded something called Screencastify. And if you click up here in this little video camera, you can make a recording. So I would do record my browser tab and hit record. And it gives you a second. And then you can say, good morning, Caitlin. We're going to work on using talk to text today. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. And then you can walk through teaching your student whatever you'd like on the screen, and they can see exactly what you're doing. With my students, I did a lot of teaching them about read and write and different tools here. And it was a lot easier when they could see exactly what I was doing, and then they could rewind it if they needed to look at it again. So then when I was done, I could just press pause, and then it should give you an option to cut and edit. So if you made any mistakes or it was longer than you wanted it to be, you could change that. And then when you're finished, it saves it for you, and you can copy the shareable link, and then I could just send that to my students in whatever form I was communicating with them. Okay.
Excellent, Allison. Hey, Allison, 2 quick things. First of all, once you share that video, actually before you share that video, yes, it does go to Drive, Fanny. You know, anyone know me, what I'm going to say? What you should do to that video before you share it to people? Anyone? Put it in the chat. Martine's shaking her head. She doesn't know. Name it. Yeah.
Closed captioning.
What'd you say, Joy?
You have to make the video public or share it to the students so they can gain access. Otherwise, they will not have permission to do it.
Yes, and there's a thing before that, before you share it. Tucker, don't give it away.
Title on it.
Listen to yourself and make sure it's clear, but there's something else.
Title on the video.
What did you say, Joy?
Make sure you title it so you know what video it is.
Yes, that too. Oh, Megan says my VR spot. It's closed. Patricia comes in with a win. See, I told you someone would know. Closed captions. You want to be able to put captions on your videos. Even if your captions have proven to help kids become better readers, even if they don't have hearing impairments. And if you want to use that video again, you might need it without captions, and people supporting them might need captions. So here's a little video. Here's a little Google Doc on how to add captions to videos here in LCPS as well. So, all right, Allison, wait, one last thing. You mentioned the talk to type as a particular thing you might be showing somebody in the video that you're making with Screencastify. What is talk to type?
Talk to type is just as long as the student has the microphone on their computer, they can talk and it will automatically type their words. Most of my students use it, and there's 2 options that are very simple. There's one on the Google Doc under, I think it's under Tools, and there's also another option on the Read and Write. They both seem to understand students about the same level, and they seem to be similar, but I introduced them both, and some students like one better than the other.
Does everyone know about that, or would you like to see it real quick? Put it in the chat.
I know it.
You know it? Everyone knows it? No one needs to see it? Oh, Cheryl's saying please show it. Anyone else? All right, let's do it. Let's see it. Christine says let's see it. I'm going to show it real quick if that's okay, Allison.
That's great.
Okay, so let me share my screen. I am Google Docs. Tucker, you know about this, right?
I do.
What am I doing? Why don't you share it?
What?
What? No, it's all right. I'll do it. I'm going to put you on the spot, my friend. Okay, so what Allison is talking, everyone see my Google Doc? Tucker, can everyone see my Google Doc?
Yep.
Okay, so what Allison is talking about is if you go to Tools, there's something called voice typing. And when you click on voice typing, it says that. And now it is recording my voice and typing it out as text. Well, it's not actually recording my voice in an audio sense. It is just putting out text. Now, you should know that it is just doing the best it can. It won't always translate it well, because like if I try and say my name, Chris Bouguet, come here. Like if I try and say my name, Chris Bouguet, how does it do? See, it's good, but it's not perfect. It's just a tool to help kids get there. Also, you can see that if I'm rambling on, there's no punctuation. So you might actually have to provide some structure around how to use this as well. It takes a little skill, but what a great way for kids to get their thoughts out in text, right, Allison? Is that how you use it?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and bring it back. All right, who is next, Tucker?
Mrs. Meg McDyer, take it away. Oh yeah, and the next two are Lesia Thomas and Eileen Altenberger.
All right, hello everybody. I'm Meg McDyer. I'm an art teacher at Briarwoods High School, and I am trying to share my screen. I hope you can see it. Is it sharing?
Yep.
Yep, we got it.
Go. Okay, good. You can see it. Okay, great. So what I'm sharing with you is a crash course on Adobe Download. And what many people don't know is that Adobe is, we have, as teachers, as students, as long as you as LCPS lead login, you have access to everything Adobe has to offer. So I put this together for my students last year. And I have a video tutorial that you can click on and you can watch me teach if you want on how to do it, but it's not necessary to watch the video. And you can just flip through these slides and you can see, it tells you step by step, you know, what the URL is, how you log in, what you type here, where to click, select this, then use your enterprise ID. This should automatically generate for you, but you might just send another password in. And then you can open the whole Creative Cloud suite. You can also access Adobe Acrobat DC and some other things too that Adobe offers for you. Like yesterday, I worked on a form for kids to fill out that had click boxes and name boxes that they can tell me what supplies they need for certain projects. But here, you know, you can just get the desktop, and this particular thing is for Windows or Apple-based devices, or like an Apple Mac. It's not super user-friendly with the Chromebooks, but there are apps in the Chromebooks that the students have access to as well, which is also linked in here. But you can see here, it just tells you lots of tutorials are there. You've got online storage because the files are huge. I always recommend you back up storage to your own, you know, storage thing, not just leave it on the computer. And then Adobe Spark is accessible everywhere. That's fairly new this year. And then there's just some more tutorials embedded in the presentation. And I don't know, I just really think that, you know, something that people don't know about, and it's an awesome resource that's available to you. If you would pay for Adobe subscription, you would pay about $1,200 a year. So it's a really great resource. So I put this already into the spreadsheet, this presentation, and you can again watch the video, or you can just kind of work your way through the slides. That's it.
Thanks, Meg. Hey, Meg, real quick, what are some of the tools that you like the best in, like you said, Photoshop? What are the other softwares that you can download that you've played with Adobe Creative Cloud?
Photoshop is definitely my favorite, but you've got Lightroom, Illustrator. I've also dabbled in the Video Maker, which is really fun to make videos for, you know, students.
And kids making their own videos.
What's that?
And kids making their own videos.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, for art purposes, you know, we teach graphic design and other, you know, photography and things like that. And also in regular art classes, they can do graphic design based work. That's just a huge tool. But I mean, if you look at the Adobe Spark in particular, that's accessible on the Chromebook, there's a lot of great functionality for everyday classrooms for that particular function and feature. I'm not super familiar with it just because I do more of the art aspect of things.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that and for your enthusiasm coming in last night and and adding to the spreadsheet already. All right. Who is next, Tucker?
Up next is Lesia Thomas, then Eileen Altenberger, and Addie Schaefer.
Who was it again, Tucker?
Lesia Thomas.
Sorry, what was the first name?
Lesias. Lesia.
Is that person here? Oh, Lesia left. I got a little note. So who's next?
Eileen Altenberger is next.
All right, Eileen.
All right, I have been working on IEPs and trying to make math manipulatives available for my students, and I found a pretty cool Google slide that somebody already did all the work for us, and I shared it in the chat. I'm presenting now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, just about. Yep, yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so this is one-stop shopping for a ton of different math manipulatives that your students can use. They've got the math bears for elementary. They've got coins, counting. It's just a really nice visual slide that's already done with all of the links. And if we can't be with the students to use manipulatives in person, this I thought was a pretty good alternative.
Yes, I did not. Someone put that together. That's very cool.
Yeah, so no need to reinvent the wheel. They did it for us.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Eileen.
Yep.
All right, who is next?
Addie Schaefer, and then Darcy Deal and Kathy Polanski.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
We can.
I got
Yeah.
up. Woohoo! Okay, so I did get on the Bitmoji bandwagon a little bit, but I'm using it a couple different ways. One is I have like over 60 slides so far, so I'm going to share this slideshow first. But I'm making interactive icebreakers. And so some I just added from the resources that were put up there, which is great. And I'll put my slide sharing in the link. But just to share a couple with you, a lot of these ideas I actually got from two really great websites. One is Breakout EDU, and that just has like really fun interactive things. So let me kind of give you an example. And again, I have a lot going on, so don't be overwhelmed. Just kind of like use as you like. So like this is a really fun one. Caught red-handed, you can make your own wanted poster. And this is just a way to like, while you're taking attendance or something, I'm going to just display this while we get the class started. It gives them something right away to do. And it gets them talking, it gets them doing things. And so they're already, because I saw in the spring when we started distance learning, a lot of kids were hesitant to get started. So this is kind of just a free-for-all fun way to get them going. Sometimes it's just super silly, like a text randomizer. And another website is Wakelet. And so that's where I got a lot of these, where, again, it's just interactive ways for them to do something. And I'm just kind of giving you a preview. But so feel free to use this slideshow, and some you can, replace with your own Bitmoji, just make a copy of it. But it's just really fun and just a way to start the class. I'm hoping to use this at the beginning of every class. And again, just to kind of brain teaser, get them going.
Addie, could you add with that hack we showed about making a copy? Could you do that and put it in the spreadsheet?
Yeah, sure. You want me to just make a copy and put it right in the spreadsheet now?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Sure thing.
Right, this way everyone would have that. That'd be awesome.
Hey, Chris, with that copy that you were showing me earlier,
yeah,
it's the access. Like, am I going to get a bunch of emails for people requesting access?
Nope, because it's going to be forcing them to make a copy. They're going to get a screen that says, "You want to make a copy?" And that's the only thing they can do. Hit the button, and they'll be good.
So if I do get emails, I need to change the setting then? Because I have a couple emails that people are asking to make copies off of one of the Google Docs that I put in there.
Well, let's look at it later together, because I don't. Okay. It shouldn't, to make sure that it's the copied link is what's in there.
Can you show me how to do? Can you show us how to do that force copy one more time, and I can do that with my copy that I had put in there, because I don't want to get those emails either.
Yeah, it's asking for request access rather than.
Yeah, I can show my screen, and you could just show me what to do again, and that way I can give them the one that'll force a copy.
Oh, hold on a second. I think it's in here twice. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out why Catherine's isn't working because that hack works really well. So there.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt. Just my email's blowing up, so I'm trying to minimize the emails from getting huge.
Yeah, it for some reason it didn't go in right. Catherine. Oh, you know what? It's the.
I can meet with you later, Chris. I don't want to take up people's time. I just figured I'd ask real quick.
Okay. Samantha, I'll make a little video and I'll link it into here for everybody. Cool.
Sounds good.
Tucker, who's next?
Up next is Kathy Polanski, and then Joy Kirk and Patricia Lodi.
Hello, everybody. I am Kathy Polanski, and I apologize if you all already know this. I think a lot of you already know some really cool things. But what I realize is it's kind of a quiet little thing, and you may not have noticed it yet with all that you're trying to do. And I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that there's these fabulous badges in Schoology. And I actually had a student show me this, but so you'll all have it right down your left side here. You'll have badges, and there's some that are provided already. But I was able to make some really cute little ones, for kindergarten, for different topics. It was really easy to make my own. And if I had any students, I would just, click on who I wanted to get which one. So it's really easy to give them. And it's a little different than something like Class Dojo where everybody kind of sees everybody else's. This just goes to that kid and they get to see it, and it really tends to motivate kiddos. So I just wanted to share that in case you didn't know about it. It's right there. It's fun. That's all I got.
That is great. So I love the whole idea of like micro credentials and the idea that as you're building skills, right, you get little badges and you earn these little micro credentials that says, hey, I've got my writing, whatever the badge might be. Kathy, can you talk about just real quick, what were some of the badges you created? What were some of the skills you were looking for students to achieve that would equal earning these little micro credentials?
Sure. I'm going to go back in them, but I won't drag all of you in because I just quit sharing. But I have like super scientist, super social, we had them for the different topic areas, but then also positive attitude, problem solver. I reward my kids for asking a clarifying question that helps everybody else. Even at kindergarten level, I have kids teaching each other. So if they're teacher for a moment and they share something, honestly, the kids have taught me stuff at this stage that I didn't realize. And it's just, they absolutely love to get these. So you could pick your own. I got being persistent, super scholar. Let's see what else I have here. So it's that kind of thing. But I really like to reward things like problem solving or maybe being super kind or supporting somebody who was sad, things like that.
Cool. Is anyone else using that real quick? Anyone else using badges at a different level? Okay, wait, I see, is it Denise nodding? Denise, can you pop on mic real quick and talk about it?
So we're already, and I was going to get to this when I started sharing, we're already in school. So I've been sharing like as kids, like making sure that they're logging in and making sure that like basically I use tech savvy ones, like that the kids are able to like do different things within technology. So I've done that. I've done Math Star. Like I've done ones where if I'm wanting them to go visit like different websites that they're clicking those different resources. So tech savvy one is the big one right now.
Gotcha. Awesome. Great stuff. All right. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks.
May I ask a question about badges very quickly?
Go for it, Jamie.
So if I make badges for one class, can I copy and paste them for other classes?
I do know that I made mine and shared them with another teacher, and they popped right over into her course. And then she just changed my little pictures to her little pictures. But so I know that works. But I'm not. I hesitate to answer the other question.
Anyone else know? Denise, do you know? She's saying, wait a second.
I had like something. Yeah, you can share them. There is a share option. I'm not up in Schoology, but I can post a video of how to do it.
Awesome. And then will you put that video in the spreadsheet? Yeah, thanks, Denise. All right, Tucker, we've got, it's 11:40, or sorry, 11:36. This ends at, what, 7:45 tonight? Is that what time this ends? No, it ends at 11:45. So we've got time for maybe one or two more. Who do we got?
Joy Kirk, and then Patricia Lodi and Denise Enlow.
All right, Joy. You're muted, Joy.
All right, I'm screen sharing. I'll be quick. Okay, so I don't know that this was covered yet, and I'll be real quick because it's in here. I often upload videos right into my slideshow so that the kids don't go anywhere else in YouTube, especially the little guys. So if you're in YouTube and you're using a video for in your slideshow, I think it's also important to know that you can trim down the beginning and end, and even just choose specific parts of the video to share. So here, if you click on the format options in any YouTube video, once you put them into a slideshow, you can actually pick a starting and an ending point. So if it's a 7-minute video, but you only want to show 3 minutes, if you do this inside your slideshow, whether you're teaching or sharing the slideshow with the kids, they're only going to have access to those minutes or seconds of the video that you want, or the music clip that you want. So I thought that was a really neat clip idea. Like if you were teaching the part of a story and you wanted the full video versus just the climax of the story, you could do that. So that is my tip. And did I, oh, nope, I did not want to open that. And then also on here, just as an addition, I think, if I can get it to go there, there's a slide on adding math scripts, like square roots into, it's not showing up here, but it will be there when I share the link. How do you type math symbols into a Google Doc? That's an option up at the top. And there was one, oh, and I strongly encourage teachers. I taught using Google Classroom last year, but this year with Schoology, parents really need to have a quick video sent to them on how to upload a photograph of an assignment right from their phone into the Schoology app, because I think it's a lot easier. And also swiping up on their Chromebook, and they can find their camera app right in their app. A lot of times they don't know how to find that. So the camera in the Chromebook and this camera for Schoology, the math, and then the YouTube clip cutting. That's it.
Joy, that is so awesome. Excellent. And of course, I'm going to mention the fact that if you put your videos in YouTube, there's an auto caption feature that will auto caption those and add the captions automatically. So yes, yes. Oh, and I like what Christy's saying here about having the students make one. Is that what you're saying, Christy? Is to have the students reflect with your actual class doing this sort of experience, this super awesome Share-A-Thon?
Yeah, it wouldn't take long to add this to our reflection time before we move on to whatever's next. But I think that they would be able to help each other. It happens so often in our brick and mortar school, but we won't have access to that now.
Yeah, yeah, Christy, I like it. I like it. All right, Tucker, who's next?
Patricia Lodi, and then Denise Enlow and Laura Morris.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I have learned some great PDs on TikTok. It's the best 60 seconds of PD I've ever had this summer. So I highly recommend, first of all, that you go to that when you have some downtime. Haha. Yeah, I did a lot of that too. So here's a couple that I learned from TikTok that are my favorites. Can everybody see my screen? I guess it's starting to come up. So the first one is Classroomscreen Com. And I think it's a really good, it has little widgets that I think are really good for classroom management. You can change the background. I won't show you that, but you can do random name generators. You can roll dice. You can do the sound level. So if kids are being too noisy, it'll show that on your screen. Let's see. It also has, management as far as kids need to be quiet. We have our stoplight here, timers, stopwatches, clocks, calendars. So I thought that one was kind of cool to play with. And then my other one is for people who are special to my heart. These are the ID and autism teachers. I know that people kind of cringe when they hear teacher pay teachers, but this is, I think this is kind of cool to implement. And you guys use it to your discretion. This one is a free thing to use, but if you click on this, and the kid can choose which one they're feeling, and it'll go through like some sounds and things like that to kind of calm them down, but they can choose things that they like to do for calming down.
Patricia, those are great. And again, useful for any classroom, any classroom. Yes. All right. So Tucker, it's 11:42. Joyce just put in a reminder. So unfortunately, everyone else on the list, how many people, Tucker, do we have left on the list we didn't get to?
3.
3. Okay. So you 3 people, feel free to come back if you can in the next session and share. If you can't because you're signed up for something else and there's not enough room or whatever the barrier is, you can also put your name right in the spreadsheet and put your idea right in the spreadsheet, even if you didn't get your screen time to share with us. Before you go, we have some final thoughts and final things to share with you. I'm going to share my screen here before we go. So let me share my screen. Okay, so remember to, Tucker, can you see my screen?
I can.
All right, remember to, let me turn captions on, hit hide, that you want to, come on, go away, is to see that attendance sheet. You want to go ahead and click on that attendance sheet back to make sure that you got credit for being here, right? So don't forget to do that, right? And then what if you want more tips and tricks? Like if this was an awesome experience, like you learned such good stuff here and the spreadsheet's not going away, it'll come back. I'm going to, like I said, clean it up and make sure that, the formatting is all right. Probably try and add the links to little video clips here as well. But if you want more tips and tricks, you can go to the workplace group. There's a workplace group specifically called Tips and Tricks. And when people post something there, you get an email and you can quickly view it in your email and see if you want to learn more. If you're not familiar with Workplace, that is like Facebook, except it's closed. It actually is owned by Facebook, and Loudon pays to have this kind of Facebook experience called Workplace. And there's all sorts of different groups that you can choose there to participate in. But one of them that links to is the Tips and Tricks group. And then just recently, like this past week, we launched the Inclusive Design website, which has different tips and tricks based on different areas. So here's reading supports, writing supports, science, technology. And if you go to one of those, we've got it broken down by like stuff the technology does. Like here's how it does word prediction. Here's that speech to text and how that could work. Like I demonstrated earlier. And Allison was talking about, here's a grammar check and stuff. So lots of tips and tricks on this particular website as well, which is linked. And I kind of want to leave with a final thought. And that final thought is the idea that all of these technology tools that you're seeing and that you're using both today in this hour, but also that's in the spreadsheet, and anything you see and learn from here on out, I invite you to think about it from the standpoint that technology really helps educators provide options to students. So students can show what they know. You as a student, or you as a learner, you as an educator can present materials in different ways. So kids have options and can choose what way works best for them. It's not about, hey, everybody has to watch this particular video. Everybody has to go and access this Google Doc. It's about providing options for students so they can pick what's best for them. And that is, if you provide options for students and use technology to provide those options, then this way you're designing more inclusively. So everybody, that's 11:45. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And have a great rest of your learning day and a great year.
Hey, Chris, is that website going to be linked for something for parents to use the inclusive design?
It's already on the website and on the LCPS. Yes, the answer is yes. You can share that hyperlink with anybody. Yes.
Awesome. And man, were your closed captions on point today?
They were good.
They were really good. I was impressed. They've gotten better.
Yeah, Google's getting better.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Chris, and where is this spreadsheet going to be?
I will show you.
And
Someone else?
Chris, I have a question beyond the spreadsheet. I had mentioned earlier about just people having tabs open and it's slowing presentations down. One of the things that I think is really important for everyone, all teachers, is to school our students in closing tabs out so as not to have them getting slowed down, because then they're gonna be like, I can't see it, it's not opening, it's a problem, da da da. So giving them the tech savvy to only have, you know, certain things open at a time.
So Cheryl, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Now, I don't know that we have this access to this yet, because I was just reading about it yesterday, so I haven't even tried it in my own personal Google. But what Chrome is coming out with is a way to save tabs and kind of bundle them together, so you can close a whole bunch of tabs all at once and then reopen them all at once. And I think that will help speed things up, like tab management. And then the new puzzle piece over on if you're looking at your Chrome browser, next to your name in the top right, there's a little puzzle piece, not the purple puzzle piece, but the
Yes, I know.
And that will allow you to quickly turn on or turn off different extensions. So that also could speed things up for kids.
Right, but that again, it's like teaching them.
Yes, teaching them how
to, because you know, bandwidth for schools or for teachers is probably a little higher than it is for many of our students, especially our underserved population. So their bandwidth isn't going to handle everything we're shooting at them as far as graphics and links and right. It's gonna be a problem.
Yep. I think those are good suggestions about how to keep the bandwidth low by doing these little hacks. I think that's great, and teaching them how to do it, Cheryl. I think that's a really important point.
Great.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry. You did not show me where that spreadsheet is. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Joyce put it in the link. Put it in the chat. You see it?
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Catherine, you want to hang for a second and figure this out? Yeah, I thought you might be. All right, so Catherine, let's noodle this through. So can you?
Would it be easier to share my screen and go like walk step by step that way?
Yes, and then I can test it over here on mine to make sure it works.
Okay, let me. So I had the two. I guess we could just start with the first one. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, in just a second. Yes. Okay.
So this is the Flipolio one. I just did it through Google Slides, so I think it should be okay, but I just want to make sure. Where for editing, so people won't have to request access, where would I have to go through Google Slides, I guess is my question.
Okay, so hit the share button.
Okay.
Okay. Restricted, only people can add. That's great. You want to copy the link.
Okay.
Get you using custom cursor too.
I am, yes. My IFT showed me how to do it.
Okay, and now do you have the spreadsheet open? Let's.
I did, not anymore.
Okay, can you? It's in the chat over here if you want to click on it.
Okay. Oh, once. Okay.
There it is. All right, let's scroll to the bottom, like way down. Yeah. Now let's pick a place.
Okay.
All right, and hit paste, and now delete. Yep.
The sharing part, right?
Yeah, right up to edit and make it copy.
Okay.
Oh, trying to reconnect. There we go.
Oh, sorry, I'm at the school, so I think it's kind of. All right.
Undo.
Yeah. All right, here we
Got
go.
it? Yeah, you got it.
There we go.
Yeah, you got it.
Right?
Yeah, and then type in copy and hit enter. Okay, now I am going to go down to 88.
889. Sorry, I just scrolled.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. That's good. This way no one gets it by accident from the first session. And when I click on that link, Why is it saying request access? It should force copy it. What am I doing? What are we doing wrong here, Catherine? All right, hold on. Let me try.
So I can go
Joyce,
back.
any ideas?
Yes. One of the questions I have is, what are your permissions set as for this Flipfolio? Catherine?
I don't know, Joyce. I just went to Google, the plus button, create slide, and I just started. So walk me through, Joyce.
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do, Catherine. First thing we're going to do is go to File,
Okay.
make a copy.
All right. Yeah. Entire presentation.
Yes.
Okay.
Hit OK. All right, now we're going to mess with this one so that your thing doesn't get mucked up.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're going to go to the share button.
Okay.
And go change link to Loudoun County Public Schools. And change it to, yep.
Editor?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Editor, Chris?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Don't, wait, what do you think it should be? Commenter? No, wait.
I only have viewer, commenter, and editor on my side.
Oh.
All right.
I'll be quiet. I'm not sure.
Now hit, can you go up to the settings? I want to see what's there.
Okay.
This should not be that. People. Yeah, go back. Okay. And then will you hit copy link?
Okay. And then done, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now let's go back to the spreadsheet.
Okay. Oh, did I just get rid of it? I'll go back in. Hold on.
Wait, Tucker, how does she bring a tab back?
Yeah, how do I bring a tab back?
I think Tucker went to get lunch.
Oh, Shift Alt T.
Shift.
Or maybe it's Control Alt T. Yeah, Control Alt T.
Control Alt T. All right, I have it. Here we go. All right. You want me to go back down to that 800 one and try it again?
Sure.
Okay.
That's where I am. Or anywhere. I mean, anywhere. I can scroll up to.
And then go back to this one and change it instead of edit. It needs to be copy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, let me try it. No. Well, I mean, so I got into it, but I feel like it should have prompted me to make a copy. Instead, it took me right to
a copy of the copy that we made?
Yeah, it made a copy. It should have forced me to make a copy. All right. So, Catherine, I'm going to do some more research on this and find the answer because it's bugging me.
Okay.
And I will email you with a solution.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And I'll put it in the spreadsheet for everybody as well.
Okay. Do you want me, just in case, to share both of the things with you so that way you have a copy of it?
I don't need your first one, just this copy of in fact, I have it here. So no, I don't. Okay,
because I have that other asking for help one too that I have.
Oh yeah. If you make a copy of that and share the copies with me, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
If you don't mind make a copy for yourself, but put the live copy in the spreadsheet that works. So that I don't, does it make sense?
I think so, but okay. I'll email you if not, Joyce.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you guys.
All right, everybody. We'll see you at what time's next to start? 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, and I'll see you again at 2:30, Chris, because this is my favorite.
All right, awesome. Awesome. I'm going to stop recording.